So probably will have trouble blinking from G-1. Ravage on 3, Shackle on 2. Waiway, a beautiful little shackle from him, and that sets up a quick double kill. Guess the question, Demon starts it off with the Firefly, blinks in, grabs K Phoenix, surprise!
Does get chucked up before he BKBs. FC overextending. Here comes the AoE, but he's already gone down N9 in a...
Will this be enough to bring Long GD down? He's so low. Maybe should have saved the Flame Breath. Don't know if that last auto attack would have hit. And Tiny kills him with the splash.
And we'll get out. They haven't got sentries or dust. The clamp comes in. Maybe an Aegis.
Oh!
Well played.
Oh, this is a beautiful thing to see. It's a base trade, and EG might be caught unawares. It's a time for a TP scroll check, and nobody has a TP on EG.
They haven't done enough damage to backdoor protection. They need
Unbelievable!
more geniuses.
Thousands of years of waiting, and yet no time to waste.
No, we lost GoDz again. Oh boy, Skype is just trolling us today. Let's give it...
Deary me.
Let's give it another shot. Oh, come on. Alright, GoDz, we're gonna need you to restart your webcam. People were lambasting me for how unprofessional the webcams were, and then GoDz, the webcam just keeps on trolling us.
My webcam has a mind of its own. It goes from like widescreen dimensions to like the square-like dimensions. I don't even touch anything. My hands.
Now you're like
anything and it'll go off.
You're all the way to the left side of the camera now, but that's okay. That's okay.
I can move that. It's just when it goes widescreen, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're more or less good. If you want to move a little bit to the right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on that very polished and, you know, put together introduction, welcome back to day 3 of G1 League playoff action. And GoDz, we're into those knockout games now. Teams are going to start dropping out of this event. There's no more backup matches for anyone at this point, except those teams who are in the LAN finals, who are safe at least for now. But MUFC versus Flash is our match for today, and well, after yesterday's matches, this should be pretty interesting. Quite a sort of change of pace from what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, we've had, well, yesterday you had your all-Chinese affair. The first match we had was the IG versus Orange, which in some ways, I mean, there was a lot of aggression, but you could really see the refined play coming out from IG. This is two Southeast Asian teams, MUFC coming from Malaysia, Flash Esports of Singapore, and I think we'll see a very different style of play picks and a lot more aggression, a few more mistakes here and there, but it's just a completely new game, and it's an important game. This is elimination time.
All right, we're not going to use the Skype plugin anymore. We're just going to use a screen capture, so hopefully that'll fix it. But like you said, a very refined play yesterday from the Chinese teams, even from LGD when they struggled. It was still damn refined, to say the least. I think that's a perfect word to describe what happened. Let's actually take a quick look at the playoff brackets. As you mentioned, yesterday we saw, well, and for anyone who's just tuning in, apparently the brackets were slightly wrong again. I blame Team Liquid for this. I love Team Liquid to death, but I was going off the Liquipedia, and theirs was not exactly correct. I'm just kidding, of course. I don't blame them. Should have gone off the 17173.com brackets, but I think we have it all sorted out now. So LGD, they flip up to the other side of the bracket, so they're now on the IG side, and if they win their match versus Tongfu or EG, they'll be moving on to play IG. So that'll be sort of an all-Chinese side of the bracket, most likely for the finals. But where we are, MUFC versus Flash today. The winner of this game goes on to play Orange. So it is what we talked about on the first day, GoDz. It is going to be sort of this all Southeast Asian matchup that we're going to look forward to for our sort of qualifying match, our play-in match for the LAN finals.
Yes, almost guaranteed one non-Chinese team at the LAN finals, be it MUFC, Flash, or Orange Esports, depending on which. Basically, one of those three teams will come out on top. The winner of this goes up against Orange. So the Malaysian fans out there have something to cheer for. The Singaporeans do as well. I mean, Flash Esports do have a good, solid chance here. It's two teams they know very well.
Absolutely, and let's talk a little bit about what we've seen from these two teams coming into this match. MUFC, a team that went through some roster changes after the International, although they didn't actually end up making it there, but the roster has changed since then. They've added Ohaiyo and Ken to the mix. They've lost TFG, and what used to be sort of their star player, and Nick, or Silver Cross as he's also known. How do you feel about ohaiyo and Ken? Do you feel they're living up to kind of the level of play we saw from Nick? And do you think that if they're not yet, that they can start to do so? This is going to be an interesting match as they play Flash, who most would, I think, agree are a bit of an inferior opponent today.
Yeah, I think ohaiyo already is outplaying his predecessor. I mean, in some ways, he doesn't maybe have the high-level match experience, but I mean, not to be rude, or well, maybe I'm being rude, but TFG especially and Silver Cross, they were just washed up. They were great, amazing players a year ago, but they just have not been committing the time and practice to Dota and Dota 2 as players like ohaiyo have been doing, as Ken was doing with Aeon. ohaiyo already is just really coming out as one of the really top solo mid-level players. He makes a few silly mistakes here and there overextending, but his actual laning is just far superior. He's an amazing player, and I think it really strengthened the team, bringing in some new fresh blood rather than playing with these same old washed up players.
And speaking of fresh blood, we got some on the side of Flash Esports. They are featuring ehwah. For me, I think this may be the most talented up-and-coming Southeast Asian player. And how do you feel? I'm interested to get your opinion. How do you feel he stacks up against a player like ohaiyo? Do you think he's better than him? Do you think he can win those mid matchups? Because I don't see Flash winning this series unless ohaiyo has a really big day, or unless ehwah has a really big day.
Yeah, ehwah is the key player. He's been the standout story from Flash Esports and just from the Southeast Asian scene in general to some extent. And he has to play well. He's up against a tough solo mid player, and I imagine these two have gone up against each other on numerous occasions, so they'll know each other well. And yeah, for Flash Esports, they've got to step it up. And I think you can't just stop at ehwah. They're playing a more experienced team, a team with a lot more depth than MUFC. MUFC don't really have as many weak links. If anything, their weak link for me is their drafting, their strategies and execution. Their actual individual player in every role plays it amazingly. Flash, I feel they may have a few weak links.
And with that being said, the game is underway, so we're just going to jump right into this one.